Wait. Hi, besties. Welcome back to another episode of Luni Tunes. I'm your host, Luna, and today we are going to cover a topic that hits close to home for many of us. And that topic is how to navigate relationships with childhood trauma. And joining me today as a guest co host is none other than my best friend and confidant, Asma. Asma, thank you so much for joining me today. There's no one else I would rather do this with, especially this topic,
You're so
because
cute.
we share a lot of the same like traumas, like in different ways, but the same like ending. So I'm so glad to have you here today so you can share your wisdom with us.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited to talk because I don't talk often. My name is Asma. I'm 23. I am a free spirit and I'm excited to be here.
I'm so excited that you're here.
I'm excited. This is like girl talk.
This is exactly girl talk.
Like we're in the car, we're
in
doing
the
our
car.
makeup.
Yeah, I feel like, guys, me and Asma, like, the more we talk, the more we get to know about each other, the more we realize we're literally the same human being.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell? So that's why this episode is
Every
perfect.
like other conversation we have, we're so similar.
So similar. And it's crazy.
Yeah.
Like, it's creeping
We just
me
said this in the
out.
car. Like
Yeah.
every time we talk more about something, I'm like, oh, I'm the same. Like
Yeah,
you're
like,
the same.
You're the same. I know exactly how you feel. I know
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah.
Period.
So we're talking about trust issues mainly in this. So I feel like trust issues, they get built in you when you're very, very, very young. And it's very hard sometimes when you don't get the help that you need to like know what to do with your trust issues, how
Yeah.
to navigate like being in a relationship with someone or being friends with someone. Like there are so many triggers to trust issues. Like it's easier said than done. Like a lot of people
Yeah.
go like, oh my God, I have trust issues. Okay, but like, what do you mean by that?
Yeah.
You know?
There's never like a detail.
There's never like a detail, and it's always like stemming from something very specific. And like it's very hard for people who don't have this issue in your life
to get it.
To get it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what do you think is like harder when it comes to trust issues? Is it harder being in a relation, like a romantic relationship with trust issues, or like let's say a best friendship?
I definitely think relationship because relationship and friendship are like similar. Any relationship in your life, I believe, is similar, but to be in a relationship with trust issues is so much deeper and so much more like more of your heart, because in a friendship it's easy. You can say like that person will accept you for who you are, but not necessarily the person you're in a relationship will accept you for who you are. Like it's just so much deeper. It's so much more of your heart in it, more of your soul in it, because you're invested, you're in love with this person. Even if it's early stages, you really like this person.
Yeah.
Like it's extremely tough. It's so different.
I feel like I agree with you. Like, it's definitely, I wouldn't say it's harder to have trust issues in a relationship. I feel like each
Really?
one has its hardships. Each
Okay.
one
Well,
has
yeah.
like different things. I wouldn't say it's harder, but I do get how, like, yeah, like it is deeper. But it also depends on what kind of relationship you're
Yeah.
in. Like, let's say if you're in a relationship with someone that you're very serious with, planning to marry, like, obviously you should not like you should try your best to not have your trust issues
Yeah.
surface with them, because
For
like what the
sure.
hell, you're gonna live the rest of your life with them.
Yeah.
But like let's say when we're in high school and things like that, like I think at that phase of life, friendship trust issues weigh in like a bit more than
Yeah.
boyfriends, because that boyfriend is like, okay, yani, we're not
It's
gonna
puppy love.
yeah
In high school,
yeah.
it's puppy love. I agree, but don't agree. Like, I agree with what you're saying. In high school, it's such puppy love, so you should really focus more on your friendships.
Yeah.
I mean, there are like case scenarios where someone marries their high school sweetheart, but there's some people who that doesn't happen to them. So it's just anything you talk about in life, trust issues, whatever the topic, like it's just there's so many different scenarios to it.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I feel like trust issues are way more important in a relationship. Friendship as well, but I feel like with friendship, you're more like your guard is already down. I mean, not completely for some people, but like I said before, like you're not investing your heart, your soul into a friendship. You are, but like in a relationship, it's just so much more complex,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, I guess what you mean. Because what you share with like your partner is so much different than what you
Yeah.
share with like your best friend. But same goes the other way too.
Yeah, same goals.
So do you think you could have like a genuine, authentic relationship and like get married to that person knowing like you haven't worked on your trust issues completely?
No. I feel like I was just about to say this like topic. To get married for me, like I need to have, I mean, trauma, trust issues. I mean, trust issues is like essentially a trauma almost.
It
Like you
is.
need to fully, I mean, you're not going to fully work that through your entire life. You're however long it takes, you're 70 years old and you still have those traumas, that's fine. But you need to like navigate like a, how do I say it? Like you need to navigate, okay, where do they stem from? How does what's a trauma, a trust issue is never going to be solved, but you need to find a way to work around it. Like you need to, do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you need to find a common I can't find the word. Like
You need to be able to trust that person enough to let your guard down.
yes,
Yeah.
exactly. Even with your traumas, even with your trust issues, like for example, you're in a relationship and you just have had such trauma because your ex-boyfriend cheated on you multiple times. He cheated on you with your friend. He cheated on you with multiple random girls that week. Whatever the case is, he texted. Whatever the case, you have a trust issue, trauma from it. You need to be able to be open, like, hey, with your boyfriend or girlfriend, this is what happened. This is why I feel this way. So if I react in, what are you doing? What's your location? What's like, I'm constantly texting you. He needs to be able to understand why, or he or she needs to be able to understand why and like navigate it with you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I feel like marriage,
But does that always work though? Because like, okay, let's say you do share your traumas with your partner so you
Yeah.
can make them understand better. But like, do you believe that if the person hasn't been through it, do you really think that like, as much as you tell them about it and I don't know what, do you really think they have like a full understanding of it? Because at moments I feel like they go like, okay, like I know you went through this,
Yeah.
but they might not fully understand
I
what
mean,
exactly it is you went through.
I don't think they're gonna fully understand, but I do think the person that you're marrying, they are your person, they're your soulmate, so they should understand it to such an extent. Like, no one's gonna understand something 100% because they weren't through what you went through,
Yeah, 100%.
but they're gonna be there for you. Like, they're gonna understand it for you and help you. And yeah, like you have to. You can't go into a marriage and you have all these trust issues.
Yeah.
And
But can you go into a friendship having these trust issues? Like not a normal friendship, like a deep friendship. Like a sisterhood level friendship if you're a girl, if you're a guy. I don't think guys have these types of
I mean,
friendships.
no,
but it's
guys
like,
do. Guys do.
They do?
Yeah,
I don't believe that.
guys do.
Like deep
Yeah,
friendships.
of course. Guys, I believe, like, I mean, this is like kind of going against my gender or whatever, but I believe guys have such an easy way to friendship because like they don't have all, oh, it's your time of the month, you're moody, you're PMSing, you have hormones or whatever. Guys, like they have it so easy. Guys are like, I mean, obviously not all guys, but guys are just like simple mind. Like, okay, bro, do you want to go bowling? All right, let's go bowling. Girls, like, do you want to go bowling? No, I don't know if I want to go bowling. I don't know if I'm in the mood for that. Like, girls are like this naturally. That's fine.
Yeah.
But it's just way different. But back to, what were we saying?
I was
Before the
asking,
guy and girl relationship.
Yeah, so can you build like a deep friendship with someone with those
trust issues? I mean, I just think it depends. Like, you can have casual friendships, but I feel like a deep friendship, sorry, you need to trust that person. Even if you, let's say, don't trust them fully, but if you don't trust them fully, don't invest fully. But then that's not a deep friendship.
Friendship.
You know what I mean? So you need to have somewhat of a trust. And just like a relationship, they're going to work on your trust. They're going to help you, like, they're going to help you through it and understand you for how it is for you. It needs to be same as a relationship, I feel.
Yeah, I feel like I agree. Like, in order to build a strong foundation with any human, you need to like share.
You need to
You need
share.
to share a part of yourself. They need to share a part of their selves. But I feel like, let's say you're in a friendship that you have trauma, okay? You have trust issues and it's a very big problem for you. And you enter a friendship and you trust that person, you let your guard
Yeah.
down just like you would in someone you're marrying, a
Yeah.
relationship, whatever. And you tell them everything, okay? And then what happens when for traumatized people like us, like I don't know about you guys, but
We're
like
traumatized.
me and Esma have deep trust issues, like
Yeah.
deep trust issues. So let's talk about what happens to us when that friend like messes up, even if it's for something really stupid, like really
Really
stupid.
silly.
Yeah.
Like I need an example.
Like, let's say, for example, like a person that you have a core friendship with, you shared stuff, whatever, you're very close, you and that person, and then let's say, like, I don't know, they start like, they know you have trust issues,
Yeah.
and let's say they start like maybe keeping things from you and like telling other people, and like you hear
Yeah.
something like stuff like that, you get me, like they break your even if it's in a stupid way, but like they break your trust. How do you navigate your friendship moving forward from that?
Mm,
And
it's
that's something stupid, like I'm still in the stupid stuff, like
yeah.
deeper stuff, it's
Something like a white lie.
like a white lie.
A white lie, like I'll get over it. It won't Yani, I'm not gonna get overwhelmed and I'm not gonna work myself up or get myself angry or get myself like stressed out
Yeah.
if it's such a white little lie. Even after saying that, I'm just such a person, like, I'll still hear you out. I'll still hear what you have to say. If it's a ridiculous, that's my own, like, I'm the one who's judging. I mean, God is the one who's judging, but the situation, I'm the one who's judging it. I'm in this friendship with this person. You just have to see it for how it is and like deal with the situation then. Whatever you want to do. You want to not talk to them straight away. You want to distance a little bit. You want to break. You want to do whatever you want to do to make you feel better. Like let you have your thought process and think it through and everything, then that's fine, but there shouldn't be a lie in the first place. If this person is aware that you have trust issues, if this, Yani, it's like sticky situations. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like you have to really, it depends on the situation. Everything depends on the situation.
I feel like since like we're talking about how like we're navigating our traumas through relationship, these
Yeah.
traumas came from our childhood, but right now we're at an age where like we are self-aware to those things, so we're adults.
And this
like
day and age.
yeah, and this
like,
day and
yeah.
age we're extremely maybe too self-aware. So like
Yeah.
back then, like,
Like way too self-aware.
yeah, and like back then when you're a kid and like in high school, whatever, you might have these issues, but like at the end of the day, like you don't really dig that deep into
Yeah,
them.
you don't dig deep
kind
in
of
high
like
school.
brush it, whatever.
Yeah.
But then when you're an adult, it's all of a sudden like, whoa,
Like that's a
that
fucking issue.
bothers me. That's
Yeah.
a real issue, and that issue can like become a bigger issue and a bigger issue and a bigger
Yeah.
issue later on. And like, I don't know. I feel like especially when your friends, like I deal with this on a daily basis. Like I grew up with some friends from childhood. Like I've known them since childhood, and now we're all adults. So like it's weird because like things that wouldn't have bothered me like years ago now bother me.
Yeah.
Even though like these
But
people,
you grow.
yeah,
You grow, you get older, you get wiser, you
I
have
feel
more
like
experiences.
your trauma is like just more highlighted in your adulthood. Like you push it in as a child, and you're not self-aware. You're like,
Yeah.
oh my god. But then when you're an adult, I mean, it doesn't happen for everyone. It's very specific people that
Yeah.
this high level of self-awareness
It's
happens to.
heightened.
And I think that's also an issue. I think that's trauma also, like having like being too self-aware, being too observant, being too like on
Yeah.
alert. I think that's also like from trauma. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's a bit tricky with adult friendships. Like
I feel
really, really
like
tricky because you don't know what to do.
I mean, it is heightened, but I wouldn't say, like how you just said, how when you get older, like you're always aware. But no, I just feel like, I mean, I'm 23. I don't know like what the rest of my life holds for me. Inshallah khair. But like, yani, you get to a point, you're like in this childhood mindset. I feel like I was a child until I was 21. Like when I feel like, yeah, like 22, almost turning 23, like I felt like an adult. I felt like, okay, I need to take shit seriously. I need to, like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, I'm an adult now.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's heightened in this stage in your 20s. Even, I mean, everyone's different, but even until like 27, 28, 29, before 30, like it's extremely heightened because you're figuring out your 20s. Like, everything is a big deal. You don't know. I mean, some people have it settled from 21, like you go to uni
Some
18.
people have it since like 15.
Yeah,
Those geniuses.
again, everyone's different.
Yeah.
Every situation is different. But it's like it's so tough. Like, and you can't control it either.
You can't. That's
You
the
can't control
problem.
it. And the worst thing I feel you can do is just like bottle it in. If you bottle it in and you don't communicate and you don't say what's on your mind, I'm not telling you to go, your friend did something wrong, and you go, oh my God, cuss them out and do, no,
Yeah.
obviously don't do that. Like my best advice to anyone going through a relationship, tough time, with your parents, with your sister, with your brother, with your best friend, with whoever, I think you really need to sit by yourself, like let it sink in, understand, I mean, try to understand why you feel that way, like what was done, what was said to make you feel that way. And then I think if you're still confused, I mean, go talk to a friend, go do something about it, whoever you vent to, whoever's
Yeah.
your person to talk to, and then go and communicate. Like,
Yeah, communication
even
is key in
because,
adulthood,
yeah, because
especially.
like when I was a teenager, I just had such friendships where, I mean, I wasn't aware I had trust issues because like I was a kid. Like
Yeah.
I didn't know what was happening. Like that friend pissed me off. Okay. I would just cut them off.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't like work through it. I wouldn't communicate. I don't have long lasting childhood friendships because of that. Like,
Yeah.
and it's not my fault, of course. It's, you're young, you don't know what you're doing or saying. But when you come into adulthood, if you want to have a long lasting any relationship, not even whatever the case, any relationship, you need to communicate it. You need to be open, you need to be honest, you need to talk about it, you need to feel it. Like, I tell anyone, like, you want to cry about it, you want to yell, you want to scream, whatever your version of letting it out, whatever your version is communicating is, at least you're communicating it. And at least you're talking about it. You know what I mean?
But I feel like at the same time, like 100% I agree. And like that's something that we share in common. Like we're both very like heads on people. Like if you piss me off, I'm going to communicate with you. I'm going to tell you, hey,
Yeah.
you did something wrong. I didn't like that. Why did you do that? Like we do that. But there's a lot of people also in adulthood that are not mature enough to
Yeah.
have those kinds of confrontations, let's say.
Yeah.
So what do you do then? Like
I
either
mean,
it can end really badly or amazing.
yeah.
But
I
most
just,
scenarios like it ends bad because they don't have the maturity to understand that when you're talking to them, when you're confronting, you're not attacking. You're just expressing,
expressing
how you feel. But most people are like, oh my God, like they're very defensive. Like, oh my
Yeah.
God, why this, I didn't do that, I didn't do this, I didn't say this, I didn't say that. Like, instead of just sitting with the thought and like speaking,
Yeah.
you know? So it's very tough to have like people
Yeah.
like that.
But I feel
know.
like, I mean, when that situation happens, like it's just I mean, for them, it's their defense mechanism. But
Yeah.
they don't, maybe some people don't know they're being defensive. Some people have such a wall up and such pride and such ego in relationships, friendships. Like, you just have to play it as it comes. You can't really choose. You can't change a person at the end of the day.
True.
However you're feeling, I just feel like I'm like a really big believer in acceptance. Like I was just telling you this earlier. Like everything happens for a reason. But that doesn't mean that with trust issues, with trauma, with all of this, that can't stop you from being a good person. My one motto, my best motto, treat people how you want to be treated. Treat with kindness first, and that's it. Whatever the situation, they wronged you, go to them. Take your breather first, understand it, accept it, catch your feelings. Don't go off in anger and say, oh, you did this, yell at them, cuss them out. No. Take your breather, have your moment by yourself, think it through, and then go communicate it. If you're getting the response like you're defensive, they're defensive, they're yelling or they're deflecting off of them and they're just like putting the blame on you, then I don't know if that was a friend to begin with, but
Yeah, I agree.
it's just so tough. Like
It is so tough. It's so tough. And like, thing is, like, us as young adults, like, we just became adults like yesterday. Like, we don't know what we're doing.
I still don't feel like an adult.
I don't feel like an adult either. Like, I feel like
I have
I'm
my
a teenager.
moments. Yeah, I want to be.
Like, I have the mind of an adult. Like,
Yeah.
I know what I should do, what I shouldn't do, what I should say, what I shouldn't say, who to be friends with, who to not be friends with.
I don't still feel like an adult. Like we have a filter where we know our responsibilities, we know our roles with work, with housing, with your car situation, with anything. You know these rules, you know what to do adult-wise.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like we're still so young.
We are.
And I mean, with this day and age, you like people can live till you're 100. You have all this time. We're not back in the days where you get married at 18, you have a baby at 20. No,
That's
like,
crazy. Like
we're
I
still,
can't imagine
I can't
doing
imagine
that now.
but you're still so young. Like you should have a filter where you're responsible. You know what to do. But you can still have like a little immature side and have fun and like all of that, you know?
Yeah, I feel like, I don't know. I feel like it's just weird because, like, when you're an adult, also, like, you finished school, you finished everything, like, you're just, like, you don't know, like, you're back at your parents' house, you're back at square one, and sometimes you're like, oh my God. And, like, in adulthood, like, let's say if you were in the same university as your friends, you were all together, and then now suddenly you're not. You're all working different jobs, different cities, you have different circles, and it's like, oh my God, like it's just too much. And that all happens like this, you know, like you wake up and you're like, everything's changed.
I know.
And like, what the hell? How did everything change? Relax. Wait, please.
But I just feel with what you just said, I feel like we're jumping off of the topic.
We're jumping off of the. Let's circle back.
Let's really
so
back
navigating childhood.
We talk too much. We'll go into such other conversations. Okay.
Okay. So there's so many like traumas that you get from your childhood. There's trust issues. We talked about that. There's also like abandonment issues. There's mommy issues, daddy issues. There's just, it depends on your situation.
Yeah.
So what do you do? Like, obviously everyone's going to be like, if you have issues, go to therapy. But like sometimes that's just not like viable. It's not there. It's not an option.
Some people don't want therapy.
Some people don't want therapy. And like some people, I feel like they know what they have. They just like they know how to deal with it, but like sometimes it comes out. And that, when that happens, like let's say you're interacting with a friend or a colleague or whatever, and then you just suddenly snap. Let's say I have anger issues, for example. 100% I do. Sometimes it's hard for me to like, I don't know. Like my anger issues, they just come. With adulthood, yani obviously I control it. Obviously, like I know when to unleash it, when to not. But like it's there.
Yeah.
And it's been there. And like there are some moments, let's say you're talking to someone, I'm talking to someone, and I have anger issues and I know how to control it. But they say this one thing. And then boom.
It like triggers you.
You get triggered.
But can I say, I feel anger issues are a sort of trauma.
They are. 100%.
I mean, I'm not a psychologist. I'm not going to say what it is.
Both of us are.
But like, no, anger issues it's not like, it's not like bipolar disorder. Is it? Like anger issues?
It
like,
could be from
Is it
that.
a disorder? That's what I'm saying.
I think it's a disorder.
Yeah.
Because people get treated for anger issues.
I'm not trying to put her business out there, but I have a sister who I grew up 18 years of my life. She has anger issues, so I understand it. I don't understand it because I don't have it, but I lived side by side in it. And when I grew up, I realized, okay, it was obviously there's there's a level to it, but I understand that it's not controllable. You can't help it. It's
But
something that was like
sometimes,
set into you.
exactly, and sometimes, like as an adult, you're not supposed to be able to do anything, but like
Yeah.
you're supposed to try to control your emotions, you know?
Yeah.
But sometimes, let's say you're friends with someone, your anger issues that has stemmed from childhood trauma pops out. Friendship ruin. So how do you deal with that?
But
Because
no,
in
if
adulthood, it's so much harder to maintain friendships than when you were a child or when you were younger. It's so much harder. Like just one thing and it's like, I'm done with
but
you.
I
You
feel
know?
like it's harder because the people you
And
come
I'm
in
not speaking
contact.
like about best friends. I'm saying friendships. People that
Friendships.
don't know you that well, let's
Yeah,
say.
but I feel like it's harder because people who go into friendships, some people don't know how to accept other people. If someone has anger issues, someone has bipolar disorder, someone has schizophrenia, whatever it is, if that person is your friend, they should accept you for who you are. Everyone should accept everyone for who they are. I'm not saying that's excusing like being bitchy all the time,
Yeah.
saying bad comments, making fun of someone all the time. No, that's not excusable. But at the same time, even for example, narcissists, it's the way they were raised. Everything stems, I mean, this is what I believe. Everything stems from the way you were raised and how your parents raised you. When you're an adult and you become aware that you have anger issues or whatever you might have, whatever you might feel is wrong with you, all these traumas, when you become aware of it and you don't do anything to change it or help yourself, that's on you. But where it comes from is from your parents, how you were raised.
Yeah.
I mean, not even your parents. Maybe you didn't have parents, astaghfirullah, and you were an orphan and you bounced from foster care home to home to home. It
It can come
depends.
from
It
anywhere.
comes from
I feel
anywhere,
like
but
trauma is caused by experience in general. It's not like,
yeah,
oh, like
it's
because of your parents,
experience.
because of your sister, because of
It's
your
what happened to you
what
in an
happened to you.
adolescent age.
Yeah,
You
at an
can't.
age where like you don't know anything, basically. You're a child.
Yeah, Miskeen. I'm just like now thinking about Miskeen. I'm thinking about my like inner child. I feel so sad now.
Why is that funny? Why are you
No,
laughing?
I laugh when I'm nervous. But I just like,
Yeah,
ugh, that's so.
I feel like me and you, like, we both grew up earlier than we should have.
Yeah.
And it's not our fault that we did. And I
Yeah.
don't think it's okay that we did.
Yeah.
But it has shaped us to who we are right now. And I don't think who I am right now is a bad person.
I don't think either.
I think I'm a great person.
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. But like, I didn't need to go through that to become that, you know? Like, why, like, as a child, you're like, why me? Why me? Why me? Why me? Like, okay, yeah, it made me stronger. It made me brave. It made me who I am. It made me be able to do this podcast. Like, this is literally the reason. But did I really need to go through that? I always question this. Like, I was a
mean,
child.
What I have from a childhood trauma, like I said earlier, it comes from your parents. It comes from how you were raised, what situation you were in when you were in that adolescent mind. Yani, at the same time, when I got older, I had such regrets, like any kid would when you're mad as a child. Like
Yeah.
your mom didn't let you go to that fast food restaurant. Like, no, we have food at home. You know that little meme? And those, like, every time you heard the word no, anything that happened as a child, like you got upset about it and you blamed your parents for that. So anyways, what I wanted to say was, yani, whatever situation you were in as a child to where you weren't happy with what your parents' decision was, which was a no, or however they used to discipline you in the best way that they could to have you learn from it. Yani, I grew up and realized that whatever happened, like when you were a child with your parents, you have like at one point in your life, I mean, inshallah, some kids don't, but when you're younger, for us, me and you, we had such a resentment to one of our parents. But I had this resentment till I feel like I matured and I looked back on it and I realized that, like, okay, like in the same time, my mother was a child. Like, she could have treated me that way, whatever what was bad, whatever happened. She could have treated me that way because she also had a childhood trauma. And I grew up later. I don't blame her for that. I don't blame anyone for that. Like, everything min Allah, like everything happens for a reason. You're built this way for a reason. You have these traumas for a reason. You go through struggles for a reason because they build you into how you are. So I kind
That's
of
my motto. My motto is life through experience. Like, you
Yeah.
learn
Live.
through experience. You live through experience.
Yeah.
You like everything truly does happen for a reason.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't work out with this person for a
a
reason.
job, a
I
relationship,
lost
a
this
friendship.
friend for a reason. I lost this job
Yeah.
for a reason. It's always for the better good. You never know what God has planned for you.
Yeah.
So yeah. You guys know what time it is. Time for us to play with the talking lemon. Basically, we each have a minute to share something to each other that we've never shared before, something vulnerable.
Okay.
And then we talk about it later.
Okay. Something I never shared with you. I have such, I feel like I have such a trauma from food because at a young age, I had this, like, a childhood, like I had this person in my life where, you know how when you're eating and your parent is like, okay, you're not leaving the dinner table unless you finish all your food. It's
Yeah.
not going to waste.
Yeah.
No. Like, if I didn't, I'm not going to bed. I don't finish that food, I'm not going to bed. And it's not something where it's like an eating disorder. Like, it's not about body wise. It's just like, I have such a thing with the texture, with the taste, I'm always scared that, like, the milk I have is like poison and the chicken isn't cooked enough. I'm going to get salmonella, or like,
No, that's valid. That's
I'm
a
so
genuine
scared
fear.
of that. Like,
Yeah.
I'm so scared of that. This is
my
why
God.
I just eat so plainly, so clean, so
Okay.
plainly, because I'm just so terrified.
Oh my God, you do. I always
Yeah.
wondered, like, you sauce, like, you seasoning. What's
No, like, I'm not.
like
just,
she eats yogurt. Like,
I
just
eat yogurt every morning. Yogurt,
don't know how you do
blueberries,
that.
granola, pumpkin seeds.
like safe foods.
I just eat such plain foods. Such, like, if I do eat chicken, I only trust my mother's beef. I don't eat beef out, really, steak, but I trust my mother's food fully because it's your mother. Like,
Yeah.
but this is why I'm always scared. Like, I'm a hypochondriac a little bit. I'm always scared. Like, I'm going to get poison or
Oh my God.
like mold. Oh my God. I just have such bad experiences. Like,
No, that's
It's
valid.
scary.
Honestly, that there's like, I think they call them fear foods.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm scared of everything.
It's valid. What have I never shared with you before? So something I have never. Okay, I think you probably know why. I'm so scared of the dark. Like,
am too.
terrified. Like, I cannot sit in like a dark room. Like, there has
Yeah.
to be light. I can't sleep. I can't function. I can't breathe. I get like
Another
a
thing
whole
similar
anxiety
about us.
attack. Yeah. Oh my
Yeah,
God.
I'm terrified.
I'm terrified.
I'll
And
like start seeing. Anyways, go.
I think that's because, and like, until now, I don't even sleep. Like, a nightlight isn't even enough for me. I have to have a whole
Yeah.
lamp on before I just can't. I can't be in the dark.
Oh my God.
And I think that's because when I was a child, I used to be locked in the bathroom in the dark as punishment.
Oh
So,
no, that's of course.
so
that's
now, like,
traumatic.
I can't be locked anywhere. Like, I hate locking doors, and I hate like the dark. I just can't. I can't. Like, I feel
Yeah.
like something's attacking me all the time. Like, if I'm in the dark.
Oh my
So,
God.
yeah.
That's like
That's
me with food. I feel like the food is gonna attack my stomach.
like the darkness is gonna attack me.
Yeah.
Even though, like, it's so ironic because I am such a night person. Like, I love the night. I hate the
Yeah.
sun. Like, I
You're
love
not a morning person
at
at
all.
all.
But I feel like night and darkness is two completely different things.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I like light, but not like the sun. You know, I don't
I'm
like the sun.
I'm a morning person.
I know. That's where
I'm
we
like-
differ.
I'm so moody at night. Like, don't talk to me. When I get home from work, don't talk to me.
Yeah. Anyways, to wrap this episode up, give one piece of advice to someone that is having difficulties navigating their trauma through their relationships?
Oh, I love giving advice.
I know.
I
Me
feel
too.
like I'm the mother of our friend group.
You are the mother.
I feel
And
like,
when
do
you're
you
not
feel
there,
that?
I feel like I'm the mother.
Sada's over there. um, Piece of advice to someone navigating trauma through relationships and friendships?
Yeah. Like someone that's like doesn't know how, doesn't know if they should say something, they shouldn't.
Definitely just one word, communicate. Yani, it's so, for some people who it's hard for them to like confrontation or talk about their feel or just even speaking about, oh, I'm happy today.
Yeah.
Just someone really having issues with their feelings, whatever the case is. One thing I would say is it's really, I used to have this. Like, I used to be so, I would never tell anyone how I feel. I would
Yeah.
just cut people off. They did me wrong, I cut them off.
Mm-hmm.
But someone can do you wrong and you can communicate your feelings about it and you can just speak about it. You need to communicate. Nothing, like my opinion, nothing else is going to help you if you don't communicate.
Yeah.
You need to talk about it. You need to say why you felt that way. That person needs to accept why you felt that way. And just listen to that person as well. Like, well, why did you feel you did that? Why did you feel that that was okay? Why didn't you feel like all of the, like, just talk about and feel each other's feelings out. Pretend it's like a therapy session. Pretend you don't know each other. Honestly, I would do this. Pretend you don't know each other. I do this sometimes. And you just say, oh, well, talk in the third person. Say, well, oh, this person like did this to me. I really didn't like it. It made me feel this way. How would you, like, what would you do if that happened to you? Ask them what would they do if they did that to you? How would you
Like
feel?
in third
Like, put
person.
yourself in the other person's shoes.
Yeah.
Even if they wronged you, put yourself in their shoes. Like, well, what would I do if I was in your shoes? And just, you know what I mean? Like, just talk about it. Communicate. Nothing like scary is gonna come up from communicating. Only the truth is gonna come out. And when you find like you can just have acceptance in life, sabr, patience, you have all of this, like khalas, you're communicating to everyone after that.
I feel like when you're at peace with yourself,
yeah. I mean,
nothing can shake
but not
you.
even having, like, not even being at peace with yourself, just acceptance. Like, acceptance that everything happens for a reason. Everyone is different. No one is perfect. And if something happens, you need to talk about it. Like, what I think talking is like the key to life.
That's true.
If you, and like, for me, sometimes for some people in my life, it's hard for me to talk to them. It's hard for me to open up with family, especially. Like, you know, when you get older, you find your own little niche, like you do your own thing. And just how like some people are really close with their family. Some people aren't. Like, my family before, like, we weren't amazing at communicating. Like, we just argue and like, okay, like, whatever, or that's it. But we got older, like, we really just communicated. Even if we're like, we could be yelling at each other. Me and my sister will be yelling at each other. Like, I'm about to punch this girl in the face. But then we have our little moment. You take a second, you go back, you talk about it. Well, hey, you made me feel this way. Just talk. That's it. Have your moment. Think about it and then just talk, communicate it. That's it. And also you should be accepting if it's a relationship or friendship, you need to accept that person for how they are.
You need to be more forgiving also, I feel
forgiving. You can forgive, but you don't have to forget it because it's a lesson learned.
100%.
But just talk about it. Nothing, a demon is not going to pop up if you talk about it. Like,
that's true.
You just
and like
need
whatever
to
the
talk.
outcome is, you shouldn't be afraid. Like, let's say you do communicate and it doesn't go as planned.
Yeah, I was just about to say that.
It's fine. Then that person wasn't meant to be a part of your life. That person wasn't the right person for you to have around. Like,
but
it's fine.
even I take it as like, خلاص يعني, it was a lesson learned. And I'm so thankful to have, like, this is so ironic, but I'm so thankful to have been through the childhood trauma I went through, or the relationship or friend trauma that I went through, and like the result that I have, because it like built me into the person I am now. And it made me so much wiser. You have so much more advice to give. You have so much more.
You feel like you have, yeah, like you have more to give. And like,
Yeah.
it's a nice feeling. Like when, because some,
I take it as lessons.
yeah, as
That's
lessons,
it.
exactly.
But communicate. If you don't communicate, if honestly, if you don't communicate, if you don't say what's wrong, if you don't express how you feel, and you bottle everything up, and you're like, okay, 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 whatever, that's fine, you're only hurting yourself.
100%.
You're not doing anything for yourself, to be honest. And I
Yeah.
feel like people who do that, like, you're not in tune with yourself
Yeah.
if you don't communicate. There's nothing wrong with it. It's so scary for some people, which is fine. Like, you can learn to do it. Some people have a fear of that.
That's my advice. Like, my
But-
advice is don't be scared, you know? Like,
Yeah.
if you genuinely care about the person you're in a relationship with, or your friend or whatever, you genuinely care for them, you genuinely love them, you genuinely want to fix it, don't be scared to, first of all, let them in, let them
Yeah.
understand you, allow them to understand you, and don't be scared to like share your feelings with them, because at the end of the day, if they love you and they care about you, they're not going to want to lose you either. So
Yeah.
communicate.
What are you gaining from sitting there being silent, not saying how you feel? You're just like letting yourself suffer. Who cares? Who gives a flying fuck if that person thinks you look dumb? You won't feel dumb. You're going to feel relieved.
Yeah.
You're going to have all these things come, like what's the saying? Let it off your chest.
Yeah.
You're gonna get it off your chest, and you're gonna feel so
better.
much
You're
better.
going to feel so much better.
Who cares if they think you look stupid? Who cares? You're doing it for you. Like, no one cares but them.
Because if you keep it in, it's only like you're only
It's
hurting
bad.
yourself. You're
Yeah.
going to keep overthinking. You're going to stay up
You
at
run
night.
through
You're
the
gonna-
scenario, and then it
billion
creates more
times
scenarios without you
theories
knowing.
and stuff
Yeah.
that like don't make sense.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's
Just
not
let it
working.
out.
Don't
Who
be
cares?
Don't be scared.
Obviously, I'm not saying like go and tell that person, oh, you did this, like F you, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
No. Do it in a nice manner. Again, like I said earlier, like my one motto, do it. Talk to people, treat people how you want to
How
be
you wanna be
treated. But say how you feel. No, you hurt my feelings when you said that, blah, 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 blah. And you communicate. Bas.
Yeah.
Bas, wallah. That's
Bas
it.
wallah. So thank you, Asma, for being on this episode with
course.
me. I'm so
I was
excited.
like so excited for this.
But
I was so nervous.
I can't wait to do more episodes with you in the future. And guys, everyone listening, if you're feeling vulnerable in your relationship, if you have something you want to say, if you have a trauma maybe you haven't shared and you want to build something deeper with a person, like, don't be scared. Just
Yeah. Don't be scared.
don't be scared. As long as they love you, like, make sure they love you first. Because if they don't, then don't trust them, obviously. But like, as long as like you know who you're talking, like you know how much this person loves you, you love this person so much, like, just don't be scared. Don't be stupid and like, oh, not say it, like be petty and stuff. Like, khalas, just don't be scared. Talk to your friends.
Just
talk to
express your
family,
feels.
Express yourself. Express your feelings.
Get in your feels
they
and
don't
then express
understand,
them.
If they don't understand, then help them understand. You know? And you don't have to, like, I get how scary it is to like share vulnerable things about you, but you can play games, like trust building.
I was gonna say, I think it's scary for people because they're
Yeah.
scared of people's reactions.
Yeah.
Like they think, oh my God, they're gonna judge me. They're gonna think I'm a weirdo. They're gonna think, no. And if
that.
they do think that, then
Them.
no,
No, them.
no,
Honestly,
no,
what
you
the
can't say
heck?
that. Not them, but like khalas, they're lost.
Yeah.
This comes with acceptance. If you express your feelings and someone makes you feel stupid for it, especially when you're in a
Then
relationship,
they're the ones that are stupid.
they're the ones that are
They're the
stupid. I
ones
mean,
that are insecure.
you know what I mean? Like, khalas.
childish.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, help people. Like, don't just expect, like, if you have trauma, especially from childhood, and it stems into your adulthood, don't expect the people around you to just know. Like,
Yeah.
if you have a reaction or whatever and they don't understand, you can't blame them for that. If you fell out because you didn't explain to them why you fell out, because of what issue, then that's your fault. That's not on them. So talk to your people. Literally talk
Just
to your
talk.
people, and you don't have to like share excruciating details. Just Just tell them, hey, like, this is something that I struggle with. I'd appreciate if you don't do that.
Yeah.
You know, and then later, that's when it's on them. Later.
Yeah.
وبس.
Oh my God.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in to this episode. If you like episodes like these, like deep talks, and you want more, then let me know in the comments or let me know in my Instagram DMs, whatever you like. And Asma, again, thank you so much for being here. Guys, by the way, Asma is a personal trainer. She just recently became one. Tell them about it.
Yes, I'm a personal trainer. I'm a certified fitness instructor.
So if you guys need to get in shape, you know what I'm saying, talk to Asma. And you can book sessions with her and she can help you. And she's actually a really good trainer.
Thank you.
She's
Oh
been
yeah, I trained you. I forgot.
She is I have horror stories with trainers. She's the best one. And I'm not just saying this because she's my best friend.
You're so sweet.
But she actually puts me makes me work out on my pace, like on my level. Like she's very, very patient and understanding. So I really recommend, and I'm gonna put her information somewhere clickable. So
in
just click
Abu Dhabi.
In Abu Dhabi.
Period.
And yeah. Looney Tunes out.